Alrighty, hello everyone. This is the first video that I'm going to do on something that has actually happened rather than something that I'm just sort of conjecturing about or talking about without there being much, motivation behind it. So today, two big contracts were signed, or yesterday when this video comes out. The Andrei Svechnikov, he needed a contract, and Sean Couturier got an extension. Both these contracts, I think, exist under different contexts, but they came out to the same number, which I found really interesting. Where Andrei Svechnikov, this was his RFA deal, which will lead him into free agency, but not for a while. It's an 8-year deal, 7.75, and I like the deal. I think it's great for Carolina. I will say, though, I was surprised to see, because I didn't pay attention to Carolina too much this year. I was surprised to see that Svechnikov had not put up the counting stats that I had expected. Like, I don't think he was a point per game. I, of course, remember the highlight reel goals he scored last year, and, scored a couple good goals this year. He has the skill, he has the talent. He's been in the league a decent number of games, at least a couple hundred games. So I expect this to be worth it, but I wouldn't say he's worth this number just yet. So maybe he'd be a little undervalued the first year, but the next couple years I can feel confident that he'll be worth that number. And having him from 8 years, he's 21. He kind of ate up all his good years. So I think that's a great contract. And then Sean Couturier is a little different. This contract is a long one. I believe it's the same. Okay, so yes, so this extension is the same length. It's an 8x775. And I think Sean Couturier is a great player, but his play style is, prone to the fall off a cliff mechanism, where he is not a good skater. Like, not even like, oh, he's not a great skater. I don't think he's a good skater. He's very strong defensively. He's amazing. Counting stats, he's okay. He puts up, middle six numbers. He won a Selke, 2020 Selke. He's a great player. Do I think he'll be worth this number? Kind of the reverse of Svechnikov. Like, I think he'll be worth this number maybe this first year. I can see as early as this year, we're looking at this contract with wide eyes. Like, this guy, once he hits 30, 31, 32, 33, I think he's going to slow down a lot, and it's going to really hurt his game. And I think he'll be still, I would say, he's been massively underpaid up to this point. His current deal is he still have 1 more year at 4.33. This will be definitely worth it. But I'll say per year, I'll say he's, this year he's like an $8 million player. I wouldn't be surprised to, look at him and be like, he's a $7 million player. Into $5 million player, $5 million player, $4 million player, 3, 2, and maybe the last few years he's like a replaceable NHLer. So Sean Couturier, I think this is sort of the payday he deserved. I'm surprised the Flyers were the one to do it, considering how much money is going to come off the books decently soon. Claude Giroux is about to come off the books when he's sort of having the, Sean Couturier experience of, he had this long-term deal and he fell off, which, is fine. He's 33. He served his time. He was elite in the NHL for a long time. And they have these cheaper deals coming up. Farabee, you're going to want to give him some money. He's like a $1.6 million guy. Derek, or I'm trying to remember who else. I think they have someone in their system that is tantalizing. Cam York. Yeah, I think Cam York at some point will be a player they're going to want to give some money to. I think these are two deals that are the same and completely different. I really like this deal for Carolina, and I really don't love this deal for the Flyers. Like, I like it for Sean Couturier. I think he deserves it, but I don't like it. And the reason I have these two tabs up is I wanted to compare these to the sort of market explosion that happened and why we were seeing, I think, this grand pause in these huge deals. Because how are you supposed to talk to Andrei Svechnikov after Zach Werenski and Seth Jones signed these giga contracts, huge contracts, back to back it felt like. And also Darnell Nurse, I forgot about him, but he has a similar contract to these guys, like $9.5 million to Seth Jones, who he had a down year, but everyone in Columbus had a down year. You definitely can make the case that he earned a lot of this money in the bubble. He was amazing in the bubble. Seth Jones was the best player on the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you can make the case he was a top 5 overall player in the bubble. But this season he played really bad, and you don't know how he's going to play on your team yet. I don't like when people rush to these extensions when you don't know how he will play for your team, and he could do the thing where he gets the good old, oh, I got my payday, now I'm going to, lean back. I'm not going to try as hard. I'm not going to train as hard. What's my motivation? You think I'm going to get another big deal at the end of this? I don't think so. Same thing with Zach Werenski. Like, Zach Werenski had a great year this year. I think he's have a better shot at being worth this money, but, like, this is a lot of money. So I think for a lot of other teams in the league, in terms of, you're probably looking at the Benning trying to negotiate with Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson. You probably had to pause those for a while because I'm sure these contracts are coming up, but I think these two contracts are going to be a bit of a rehashing in these RFA deals that they're still to be signed. So that's Quinn Hughes, Elias Pettersson. I don't know if I'm trying to remember if there are other big ones, but those are the two ones for Benning that I'm sure he saw these today and he was very happy. Because if you can get these sort of deals, I think you definitely have to pay Elias Pettersson more than Andrei Svechnikov. But looking at a deal like this, you're probably pretty happy to see this and hope that this can be a comparable for you, because I don't think Andrei Svechnikov's counting stats, well, his counting stats are decently below Pettersson's, but I think Benning will at least have a sort of chip at the table instead of Pettersson bringing up these deals saying, hey, Seth Jones, who came off a down year, is getting this huge deal. What about me? Quinn Hughes could make an even better case because he's a defenseman. He'd be like, what about me? So yeah, these were definitely, it was a fun day in August, which is hard to say for off-season hockey fans, but it was good to see these. And I definitely wasn't expecting the Sean Couturier thing, and I think they're going to look back and think this was a mistake. But that's for the future. All right. Well, this is going to be a quicker video, I guess, because I think I've extended my opinion on this a little thin, so I will cut it off here. Thanks for watching, and if something happens, I'll do sort of, this is what happened today video for tomorrow, and if nothing happens, I'll do one of my more normal videos. All right, thank you.